My name is Larry. My surname is Oguego. I will look at the advice from two perspectives. One is advice to the young people themselves. The second is advice to the government. I think I'll start with the second. The first challenge we have in Nigeria is that we assume that everybody must be a graduate. That is a big lie. We must not all be graduates. We need technicians in Nigeria. We need artisans. We need different levels of education and engagement. In Germany, at some point in Germany, they had a major unemployment problem after the Second World War. And they now made it compulsory for every German secondary school graduate to do 1-year skill acquisition program before deciding whether to proceed with the university, go to a further technical school, go to a polytechnic, or basically decide what to do with life. I think Nigerians have come to a point where we must look at that system seriously. There are some people who don't have any business going beyond secondary school. There are some people who are naturally gifted, for instance, in photography, in different crafts, in furniture making, in arts and crafts. We don't have to waste their time going to the university. The truth is, I call it a waste of time because they are not theorists. They are practical persons. They are gifted with practical skills. The truth is that they can even engage in continuing education, but you don't condemn them to just going to school and they'll be failing exams, and they may even lose interest in that which they can do well. So I think it's important that we get to a stage where we understand that everybody must not be a graduate. And when we begin to understand the concept of dignity of labor as a people, it becomes easier for us to understand that everybody does not have to be a graduate. When we respect labor, honest labor, as a means of earning income and contributing to society, when we respect a bus conductor who does his job well because he makes it easier for us to move from point A to point B, when we respect a cobbler because he makes it easier for us to maintain our footwear, when we respect them for the contributions they make, then it becomes encouraging for people to also respect these professions. That is important. So our leaders, our political leaders and policy makers, the church must begin to understand that everybody must not be a graduate. Some of the people who celebrate in the world today did not graduate from school. On the contrary, when they discovered who they are, they actually left school to do what they were called to do. And that is very, very critical. We must understand that life is not about a certificate. Life is about your ability to make a contribution. And that leads me to what I want to tell the young people. They must learn to take their future in their own hands. They must understand that the pursuit of certificates does not necessarily guarantee success. What people pay for in life is not the piece of paper that you have called a certificate. They pay for the solutions you can provide. So what I tell young people is, whoever you are, make sure that you are a solution-driven person. You must carry at least one solution that humanity can benefit from. But the truth is that you should carry more than one, because you may be in a circumstance where a particular service is not required. You switch on the other. And there may be a crisis. You may be the son of a rich man. You may be the son of a rich woman. You may feel that you don't need to learn skills. But imagine if there is civil unrest. Imagine if a war breaks out. Imagine if you become a refugee. If you are in a refugee camp and you can cut people's hair very well, you are called a barber. You earn money from other refugees who don't have skill because you cut their hair. If you are a tailor, you make clothing for them right inside the camp. You can get enough money to leave the camp and live a normal life. But those without skills will stay there and depend on handouts. So my message is simple. If you are listening to my voice, please do yourself a favor, whether you're young, middle-aged, old, get a skill. Even if you're educated, if you're a professor, get a skill. Get a practical skill that can be a blessing to people. Once as a young person will have a skill-driven mentality, then we reduce the certificate-driven mentality. The moment we begin to put the certificate in its place, Nigeria will become a better place for all of us.